Happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. This is Disconnect to Connect One Word Conversations. One Word Conversations is a self-discovery, relationship building conversation designed to look at language, words that we use that will cause connection or disconnection. Many times we get together or group together a lot of wonderful words and lovely words, and we think that we're doing something. And we sometimes don't realize that words don't just come with definitions, they come with stories and expectations and feelings. So if we're willing to have a one word conversation, then we can learn more about ourselves, learn more about the next person, and build stronger relationships. One More Conversations is brought to you by IamWilliamBrown.com, a place to help you be yourself and live your life. One way that I spotlight what's available at one I Am William Brown, the store, just kind of keep on going, is the U cards. The U cards are intention setting cards. They are journal prompt cards, and they're also a game. So the cards that I picked to set the intention for this conversation is I am purpose, you are brave. Always love when brave comes up because there's something going to happen within this conversation where I need to be brave. And backed by popular demand, there is no one youer than you. So this is the moment where I invite you to like, share, ask questions, subscribe, do all those things to let me know that this conversation is of value to you. Let's just have some fun. Now, today, the word is a word that I don't use a lot, and I recently learned how to pronounce, right? I'm excited about, and I think the brave part about it is sometimes we're having conversations. I'll speak for myself. I have conversation with words that I don't understand, but I just nod and go, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, we're just going to just get done. And so I'm going to be brave enough to admit that I have no idea what this means. Anastrophic. And we're going to have a conversation about it so I can learn some things. So I am honored to invite my four-time returning guest, Brian K. McNeill, the sales confidence coach, so we can have a conversation. Hey, my friend.
How you doing, Mr. William Brown? Thank you for having me. And I'm excited about this too. And I think we're going to have fun discovering this word together today.
Okay, great. This is the moment where I invite my guests to introduce themselves, however it feels comfortable.
Okay, cool. However it feels comfortable to me is to say things like, our lives are not scrimmages or practice games. There is no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time this feast to takes its toll. And for all of us, every day really is the Super Bowl. And my name is Brian K. McNeill, and I am the sales confidence coach because there's so many of you amazing entrepreneurs out here that really do help people, but a lot of you still feel angst when it comes to that time of overcoming an objection or closing a sale or asking for the money. And what I do is I build within entrepreneurs the confidence they need to actually close sales and earn more money and in a comfortable way. That's what I do. And I'm excited to be a friend of Mr. William Brown.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, my friend. So let's just get at it. Let the learning begin, right?
Okay.
How does the word anastrophic land for you?
Well, it's one of my favorite words. It's one of the words I used to introduce to my wife when I was still in that let me see if I can impress her phase of our relationship. Okay. But to understand the word anastrophic, it's helpful if we first understand the word catastrophic. Catastrophic. Unbelievable devastation, hurt, harm. And if you understand what catastrophic is, and then the concept of catastrophic people can make sense. Now, catastrophic people are people who believe that the whole world and everyone in it is conspiring to do them some harm.
Mm.
That traffic light recognized my car and made me late. Okay, yes, the traffic light made you late. They're always trying to get me. They're trying to destroy me. Those people are talking about me. Those are catastrophic people. They believe the whole world, all the people, and all the things in it are conspiring to do them some harm.
Right.
Now, anastrophic are the exact opposite. They believe that the whole world and everything in it is conspiring to do them some good. Because
Mm.
if the traffic light makes the anastrophic person late, well, good, that kept me from being in an accident further down the road. Or
Mm.
I might have needed to see that scenery over here, or that building, or that person, and I wouldn't have saw that if I had made it through that light.
Right.
Anastrophic people believe the whole world and everyone in it is conspiring to do them some good.
Oh, you know, I think that I know why this word is coming up for me right now, and I need to learn it on on a deeper level. And it's I mentioned no, thanks for giving that definition first, so I can kind of go there. I mentioned that I had to say goodbye to one of our cars yesterday. And so it was, at first it was like, it's a car, right? So, it's like, there's a lot of other things happening and not happening in my life. And, the car is just one thing. And then there was another part of me that was like, I just need some W's right now. This is an L, right? I'm losing something. It's less. But now with this word, the car, it's making room, right? I can say, I say the reason why, because I was going to run this car, and I guess I did, to the ground, and I'm not doing anything with this car until it's done.
The wheels fall off.
Right, until the wheels fall off, right? And then it just stopped before the wheels came off. But now I am choosing to embrace that the reason why the car is no longer with us is for our good,
Yes.
and
That
just
car
embrace that.
probably was expensive now, it probably cost you money to keep it bandaged up, to keep
Right,
it going. Probably burn more oil, probably burn more gas. Probably, anytime you spent any money on it, you begrudged it,
right,
but you had to.
right,
And that thing was taken away from you, did you some good. It freed you up. Okay. Now you're down to one car, maybe. Okay. That
right,
means you and your wife are riding together more often.
right. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, I think really, um, I think here's a question that I have around anastrophic, is that because there are so many things, there's so much evidence of catastrophe in our life, of just horrible things, and that we want to learn from that. How can we just not, how can we be present to the horrible things that happen, but not allow those horrible things to dictate how we show up?
Yeah, this is a discipline here,
Mm.
because there is so much horrible, there's so much catastrophe, and if we allow them to, if we let our imaginations go there, and it's very very easy to do. This is horrible. The world is horrible. Okay,
Mhm.
very easy to go down that path. You know, but the anastrophic person, it requires some discipline.
Mhm.
Okay, this is horrible, but what this horrible thing is doing is revealing to us some ugliness that we can cure, or that we can extricate, or that was hidden, that was going to stay lingering, that we would never have known about if we didn't have this horrible thing happen.
Right.
Dave Chappelle tells, um, and he's trying to be philosophical, but he's also going for impact. When he tells the story of Emmett Till.
Mm.
Emmett Till, the 14-year-old boy from Chicago visiting Money, Mississippi, apparently supposedly whistled at a white woman coming out of a store, and he was accosted, beaten to death, had a 90-pound cotton gin fan wrapped around his neck, and he was submerged.
Mm.
And he tells, that's a horrible story, right? That's horrible. But he tells the tale about, at his funeral, his mother insisted it be open casket so the
Mm.
world could see what happened to her boy. Horrible, ugly, horrible thing, right?
Mm.
Well, Dave Chappelle was able to take that horrible thing and move it forward 50 years. Because she had the courage to show the world what happened to her boy, we were able to get different things. We were able to get the Voting Rights Act passed. We were able to make lynching illegal. We were able to make these things happen. Because of that horrible thing,
Right.
some good did come out of it.
Right. Wow. And it's just being with, I don't want to say being with the horrible, but I guess that's where the brave comes up, right?
Yeah.
Within the the discipline and the practice, and I think what also hear is faith. There is something that you have to believe beyond the circumstance, right? Beyond the
Yes.
current thing, that there is something more. There is a more of a lesson in this. There is more good in this. Even if right now all I see is the horrible, the bad, the L, as I
Right.
say, there is that hope that there's more to it.
Absolutely. And this word anastrophic got popular in the, I think, 60s, with W. Clement Stone selling Combine Insurance. But there's other people around him and of his ilk. They called it different things. Positive mental attitude was
Right.
akin to that. No matter what, the dogged, the dogged positive mental attitude.
Right.
The airplane's leaving late. That means you're going to be late arriving.
Right.
Thank goodness the airplane's going to leave late, because there's only a couple of reasons why the plane won't leave on time. Either
Right.
something wrong with the plane or something wrong with the pilot, right?
Right.
In either case, you'd rather be on the ground.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Don't want to tell me later, right?
right. And anastrophic to me is such a freeing word. Um, Earlier today, I almost told the story during our broadcast. And Lisa said, "Save it for the show with Bill."
Okay.
We had an office off of North Tryon Street called the Empowerment Center. Lisa had the office when I met her. And one day we had a team of people in there, and we had trainings going on all day. And I came in and I wrote the word anastrophic on the board. And I said, now, whoever can tell me what this word means wins the prize for the day. Okay. And no one had any idea what it meant. Okay. And I left it up there. Lisa didn't know. Kamika didn't know. Nobody, Miss Varner, nobody knew what it meant. Everybody coming in and out was testing them. Do you have any idea what that word means?
Right.
And I had fun with it for most of the day. And then I finally told everyone the story of catastrophic versus anastrophic, and I just got a big tickle out of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's I do a morning reflection show called Happy Today, and the more that I'm thinking about it, I have embraced an anastrophic practice and not even know it,
Yeah.
because I look for my desire is one first to define happy, what happy means for me, and then how am I going to look for it today. I
What a great question.
make a declaration today to have a happy today. That's how I start this show. That's how I start that. And I didn't realize it until I understood the definition, right? Is that I was looking for the good, the happy, the positive, the lessons, all the things that, like I said, even yesterday when I said goodbye to the car, I there was a level of gratitude that because my wife was driving the car at the time when it stopped, that that she was safe, that was
Right.
everything's fine, she was able to pull off all that, it didn't break down on the highway or something like that. I mean, so there was a lot of things, and maybe there was something that that would cause her some harm, that that it stopped, and all that. And so
Right.
really embracing that, no matter what happens, because I say a lot that things don't happen for a reason. Things happen and we give them reason, right? And so the more that I am able to not just kind of subscribe, negative or even positive to things, but just kind of be with things to really get present to what's there, and then with this practice of anastrophic, then I can create that positive practice, or something for my benefit way of looking at it.
You highlighted an important point to me, because not every it takes a lot of courage to be anastrophic. It takes a
Mhm.
lot of strength and discipline to be anastrophic, because to be catastrophic, to allow yourself to feel it and go with it and celebrate the catastrophes,
Mm.
it's so natural. It's so easy to celebrate the catastrophes. We watch car track crashes, and why do people watch NASCAR? To see them go fast.
Right.
I don't think they want to. They want to see the crash, but they want to see them survive the crash.
Right. Mm. Wow.
That's what they want. They want them to crash and survive, and then they all get that good feeling. But
Right.
it does take a level of toughness to choose to be anastrophic despite all the catastrophes around us,
Right.
even the inconveniences,
Right.
around us. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying there's this great story that you tell about, I guess, the father and the son. Is that
Yes, yes. You don't
that
know if this
isn't
is good. You don't know if this is
right,
bad. Right.
right? Isn't that's a is that a anastrophic story? Would you put labeled it that it is um because the the father has a practice of just kind of seeing what can happen, but he believes that things are will work out, but he just
I think
doesn't
what he's
know.
doing is your definition of things happening, and he chooses to give it a meaning, you
Right,
know, or chooses to allow the meaning to be revealed to him,
right,
instead of him saying, "This is bad." We'll see. We'll see. You know,
right.
um, I don't want to, keep talking about that story if there's people on here that don't know the story, because then they'll be lost, you know.
Right.
So, but
Yeah. If you want to tell the story, we got a little time. I don't know if that's
I'll be quick with the
okay.
story. But there was a farmer, an Asian farmer, who has a teenage son and a healthy horse. He has one strong horse for his farm. So he has his teenage son. He has one strong, healthy horse, and he's working his farm. And his farm is difficult, but he's working his farm. And one night there was a violent storm, and lightning struck his fence, and he woke up to discover that his horse had left. And when his neighbors find out that his one good horse left, they gathered around and say, "Oh man, you only had one horse and now your horse is gone. This is bad. This is bad. Oh, what are you going to do with no horse?"
Right.
And he says to the neighbors, "You don't know if this is bad or not. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know if this is good. It really is just what it is. So we just go work with what we got." A little while later, the old man is awakened by loud clattering outside his bedroom door. Wakes up and he sees his horse returned with 50 more wild horses. He opens up his gate, lets all the horses in, and now he's got all of these horses. His neighbors discover him gotten all these wild horses. "Wow, you're rich now. What great luck you have. What great fortune. You've got all of these horses now." You don't know if this is good or lucky or great fortune or not. It's just what it is. They keep going. It's so great. You don't know if this is great. And he's really, really dogged in his defense. They don't know if this is good and they don't know if it's bad. They just saying stuff. His son is attempting to get one of the horses to be prepared for a saddle to break the horse, so to speak. And one of the horses throws his son off, and the son breaks his leg. And now he's in bed. Oh, this neighbor's gathering around again. I'm gonna speed it up. Neighbors gather around again. Now you only have one helper. He's gone. Broken leg. Now you got to work your farm by yourself. This is bad. You don't know if this is bad or not. The
Right.
soldiers came to recruit all the young men to go to battle, which was an honor. His son can't go because he's got a broken leg. Man, you missed out on this opportunity.
Right.
All of this, and the story keeps going.
Right.
But there's a lot more to it. But the point is still the same in every stage of the story. Things happen, like William said. Things happen in life,
Right.
and we choose to affix meaning to it or not.
Right. And I think that um what I was getting out of the story, and it's like, sometimes I connect some dots that don't need to be connected, right? Right.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah, that had nothing to do with that. But what I really got for myself and to help me understand how I can create a practice is that the first step to really have an anastrophic life or practice is to basically get to the place of that story of that guy, is that until you can separate yourself from good and bad
Yes.
and really and embrace that, then you can craft or design your life to have the bravery to, no matter what happens, to find the good in it, to find the benefit, to find the lesson. And I think too often for myself, I miss lessons because I'm too busy making it bad, right? Right? I'm
Yeah.
too,
And I love how you opened that part to get to that place where you can,
right,
like that man, get to that place. And we do miss things by affixing blame and fixing cause. We do miss things a lot of times. Um, I found it interesting, Bill, when you said, people think there's nothing, things happen for a reason.
right,
Okay. And I was ready to defend that position, because, I think God puts us in situations in order to help us in a certain way. Okay. If we always getting angry, he'll put us in situations where we have a chance to be more patient,
right,
or angry, and he keeps on doing this until we get the lessons.
right,
Okay. Because he's trying to help us, right?
right,
It's happening for a reason. You need this lesson.
right,
Okay. My money might be taken away because I got to learn how to budget better or
right,
to honor money. I need that lesson. But then when you went to things happen and we affix a meaning to it, okay, we give it a
right,
meaning or we give
right,
it a reason.
right.
And I know that to be true as well because I'm sure two people can watch the same thing at the
Right,
same time and
right,
have completely opposite opinions of it. So,
right,
what opinion did you put on it? What do you give it?
right. And I think it's for me, because the first thing that I thought of is watching TV with my wife. It's like she's having a good old time, and I'm like, this is torture, and then she just can't understand why, why I don't, understand. But it is the one thing that I'm really thinking about how, when I give something reason, when I give something a meaning, is my focus. When I pray for patience and then opportunities to be patient comes up, it's be I think that's a part of, because now that's in my awareness, that's my focus, that's now I see, those opportunities. Most of the time, I think things are always happening.
Okay.
You know,
But we're
I
not always focused on
Right.
them.
We're not always aware, of it, right? And I think there is, I'll talk about money because money is, and living abundant life, and just kind of doing that. I believe even when I'm not focused on my money is coming and going in my life. And 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 I, and I think there are, when I get like focus on it, then I see what's actually happening. Right? So there are times for me that I miss lessons and opportunities to see how abundance is showing up in my life because I'm distracted and focused on other things, and giving blame and blame, and all this other kind of cause. But when I let that go and just be present, then I can really see, like the scripture says, that those of us who love, him, that all things work together, for
With
our
them who
good.
love the Lord. Yes.
Right. And it's like, sometimes I question, do I really believe that? Right. Do I really embrace that? Because sometimes when things don't work out, the first thing I question is, well, do I really love the Lord? right? You know, I mean, it's like, you know, I think I do, but it's like, but things ain't working out. So it's like, so something's messed up here. So it's you know, I don't know. It's like I said, I overthink things, right? Right? So,
Well, do I love the Lord? And if I do, why aren't things working out? Um, no one knows that story better than me.
hmm,
I'm I'm telling you, man. Um, I went through a season, 2012, 2013. Actually, I knew you then.
right.
Okay, that's when I
Yeah.
first met you, and I was really, really questioning myself. You
Hmm,
know, am I good? Because I'd had some successes in my life before
right.
then, and I thought I was a smart guy. I thought I was a hard worker, but it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out. My marriage had ended. I had ended up getting incarcerated for 61 days
Hmm,
behind child support. And I came out. I had to leave Charlotte, move back to Raleigh, and just a series of L's,
hmm,
kicking my butt, and then trying to regain my balance with all of this stuff going on was just challenging for me. Looking back on it now, I can smile at it actually,
hmm,
but because it taught me some things. I did learn some things then, but I ended up in that hovel, that roach infested hovel. I thought I would be there 1 month, and I ended up living there for 10 months. And I was at the
hmm,
lowest points of my life for 10 months. Lowest point of living, lowest point of being as a man for 10 months. But what it did for me, Bill, is it fortified me, because what happened was I was in a horrible situation, and I recognized it's horrible, but I was able to climb out of the hole a little bit at a time.
hmm,
I was able to climb out a little bit and get a little win here and a little win there. One of my church members says, Brian, I see you, you starting to climb out of your hole. And he was like, he even illustrated, you're doing like this. You're climbing up out of your hole. And
right.
someone else recognizing it, because for I just put my head down. And I would literally stand in my living room and just cry out to God and say, God, please. I would cry what I called new tears, because they would
Hmm,
feel different on my face. They feel
hmm.
colder.
Wow.
That's what they felt like. I was like, Lord, please help me. Let me, am I screw up and don't know it? What's going on? But I
Right.
crawled out. I crawled out. I get a little win here, a little win there. Next thing you know, I get a bigger win. And then I was able to come up, and looking back on that time from then to where I am now, I needed those ugly days. I needed those days
Hmm,
of lack. I remember one time my pastor came to me to visit me and says, Brian, have you eaten today? And I hadn't eaten that day, you know? And it was
hmm,
like in the evening, but it's okay. It was okay, because I was willing to go another day with no food,
hmm,
because I was trying to climb out of my hole. That was
hmm.
important to me.
Wow.
I didn't have time to worry about that.
Right. Wow.
So
No, thank you for sharing that. I think what's coming up for me, and that I I guess I want to be brave enough to acknowledge that the catastrophes in our lives um, are just as part as the
yes,
anastrophic
part of it.
part of, and it's like, you know, I want to, you know, when at the beginning of this conversation, when I just learned this word, I wanted to just like switch so I can, you know, all right, I don't have catastrophic stuff happening anymore. So I want to get a practice so I have anastrophic, you know, a lifestyle and everything like that. But they come, you know, it's a package set, right? You
Because the
know,
catastrophe is going to keep coming.
right,
Your response is going to be more disciplined.
right,
Life is not what it is how we take it, right? Life is
right.
99% of response to it. You know, this stuff are going to keep, the ugly stuff don't go away. Okay, it's going to
Right.
keep coming, and you don't have to go looking for it either. It comes unbidden to you. But
Right.
more maturity, you know, man, my car broke down. I had to
Right.
get rid of the car. That gives me freedom to not have to keep throwing good money into bad.
Right.
Okay. That gives me less something else I have to worry about. It's
Right.
catastrophic. Or, dang, now we can't go in different directions at the same time.
Right.
It's what it
Right.
is.
Oh boy. I just there is just, you know, life, you know, I on your show today, a lot of people you know, that is a way that I guess that's the second way that I start my day, because I start my day with my show and then I come, with yours. I don't know. Sometimes it's like I'm like always online, right? Type of thing. But the one thing that I really appreciated about your show today was the series of I am statements that you had us go through, and the one thing that I put was that I am alive, and what that meant for me in that moment is that no matter what comes up, I'm alive to it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run away from it. I'm not going to hide from it. I'm not going to pretty it up. I'm not, but I'm alive. And the fact that I'm alive,
I'm alive
I
to it,
am right.
no matter
I
what
am
comes up.
alive to
You
it.
said,
Right. Right.
I'm listening.
Um, and that is, and because the I am, is, my partnership with, the divine God, so God is with me, you know, within it, whatever
Yeah.
it is. And so yeah, and I think that's what Anastrophic, how that is showing up for me. And it's like the more that I can embrace the I am part of it and just kind of go at it, it's
It's
working together.
interesting. Very, very interesting. When it's first off, I like the line, the dot you connected about the catastrophic and anastrophic, they're apart. Okay. You can't just be Pollyannish and everything is all. You got to learn how to deal with it. Okay.
Right.
It's highlighting to me the importance of
Mhm.
the strength of character that it takes to be anastrophic.
Right.
It
Wow.
takes some strength of character. It's easy not to be, but the
Mhm.
strong can be.
Right.
Yeah.
There is there like we said earlier, there are so many opportunities to just, it's not even give up, it's just give in, right? Right,
Yeah.
to
So easy.
right, because look, this sucks, right? It just kind of it just rolls off your mouth, right?
Yeah. It sucks and
Right.
it's all bad.
Right.
And um it's a whole industry, it's a whole world about how horrible things are. I ingest some of it too. Okay.
Right.
I'll watch the news and I'll make my comments as well. And I also fight against it too, because
Mm,
I am wise enough to know that if I don't on purpose put something good into my system
mm,
on purpose,
right.
I will become negative.
Right.
Okay. You're just going to become part of what you're around. So the way I fight it is on purpose, putting something positive in my system every day.
Right. The one thing that I do, as as we wrap up, is that the other thing that is coming up for me within this word is confidence. Is that there is
Oh,
there
interesting.
there is that belief and having confidence in, um, that things are working for my good, that things
Interesting.
will work out, and it's for, so like I said, sometimes I connect some things, but I really do believe, I'm starting to believe in my understanding of this word, that within that practice of switching from the default of things are negative and things, stuff to blame, I am switching because, I've said this before too, that sometimes I get very embarrassed that I have to be reminded of the goodness of God.
Wow.
You know, it
Wow.
it is that it's like, I could look at my life and see all the amazing things and all the blessings in my life, and then I sit around and act as if, none of that, and it's just
As if
like,
he's not blessing.
right, and I was like, gee, stop that, right? And it's yeah, but there is this. I think this practice will create a level of confidence that no matter what happens, this is going to work out.
Yeah.
And to
I,
have that confidence is just, I think, like you said, it's a practice. It's a being with.
I like to say to people, and every time I say it to someone else, I'm saying to myself, the punchline of the Bible is, as a believer, we always win. That's the punchline. Okay. You can go through 400 years of persecution and slavery, but in the end, you end up in the land of milk and honey. As
Right.
believers, we always win if we
Mm,
stay believing. It's interesting to me that you found confidence in the concept of anastrophic. That was an interesting point to me, because I didn't see it that way, but I can see how you got there from your
mm,
definition. Having confidence in that the world and everyone in it is conspiring to do us some good. That's anastrophic.
mm.
Wow.
And it's like
Uh,
you can get some stuff done, right?
yes.
Right?
Mhm.
You can make those calls, right? You can put that thing together. You can do the things that you know what I say, the bigness of our life is calling us to do and to be.
That Let me highlight on that point right there. To make those calls to build your business, it requires something, an ingredient, and an ingredient that it requires is energy. Okay.
Mm,
And how do you get that energy if you don't have it right now? And what I'm learning is the more I learn, the more I study and the harder I work. The more I study and the more I work, that combination creates the energy for me to chase my business in a better way. You
right.
know, I have more energy now than I've had in a long time, although I'm working early and late, and I'm taking training classes. And the more work I'm doing, the harder I'm working. I'm working very, very hard now, but my
Right.
energy level is higher
Mm,
because I'm working harder, because I'm excited about what my life is going to be and what it is even. So, and I'm hoping someone receives that message. If you got the blahs, study more, study, with earnestness, study, and work your way past your blahs, way past your mood, way past your sedentary state, your
mm.
inertia, even.
Yeah. So I think that was a good last place to be. You're old school. You like
Yeah.
people to just give you a call. It, I am really I'm like, I want to say dumbfounded some of the times when people will have like very confusing, unproductive text message, call, and it's like, just call me, stop, just, and it's like, and so, but so people can call you
Yeah.
um, and not just get some information, but get a listening ear to kind of to go from there. I'm
Yep.
also going to put up that they can schedule some time with you. I guess maybe you should schedule first before the call. Sometimes people just call you, right?
They can
Right.
call me, okay, with something to say. But I like my calendar link if they want to. I'm a sales confidence coach. If they want to schedule some time, and a lot of people prefer to just schedule the time instead of just call. That
Right.
my calendar link is a great place to do that. Mhm.
Right. So yeah, this has been great. I was messing around and saying that you were trying to stand in for Lisa,
Exactly.
but
Yep.
no, I really appreciate you, brother, on so many levels, and I'm glad that you were able to teach me some things, and really it's really how I see the world and how I
Mm.
see my life within it. And I can live a life of blame and regret and anguish because things aren't going my way, in a way. Or I can look at, hey, things are happening, um, but the punchline is
We
we
win.
win,
That's
right?
right.
We
We
win.
win.
And so we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna have some L's in the middle of in
Yep.
the win, but we're also gonna have some wins
Mhm.
within there. So thank you very much. This has been
Thank you,
great.
sir. I'm
Okay.
honored to be here. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, anastrophic. You know, I was more concerned of how often I was going to mispronounce it. But so thanks for my friend Melissa helping me, you know, asking me if I knew Anna. So it's like, so anastrophic, right? You know, so now I know Anna, and Anna is looking to make sure things are good in my life. So, and also yours. You know, I hope this conversation has brought value to you, not just to your day, but to your life. Um, I invite you to reach out to me at iamwilliambrown.com to, yeah, to have a complimentary conversation about being yourself and living your life. Because the world wants you, the world needs you, but the world isn't waiting for you. So go be you. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow or the next day on One Word Conversations.